Michael McIntyre's big show. First of all, Eric Cantona was on it singing some daft song that he's written, right? And it was all kind of, sort of, I don't know, like some sort of, imagine one of these kind of 60s French kind of talking. It's always a kind of Leonard Cohen sounding. I don't really know much about Leonard Cohen, but it was just kind of shine. Everybody's tweeting about it. God, what is this? And away he goes. Anyway, part of Michael McIntyre's big show is he does these kind of surprise things. And you'd have to see this. I'm not talking about Eric Cantona. You'd have to see this to know what I'm talking about. There was two surprise things. One was there was a guy in Northern Ireland that they had on in the theatre and said, so we surprised, like going up to the stage and all that, we surprised him the other week there, the other day or something like that. And what they did was, this guy from Northern Ireland, he's a dad, wife's there, two Waynes, I think, teenagers or something. And he loves the One Show. So he's sitting there, they're sitting there in the kitchen, they're sitting in the hidden cameras, right? And Michael McIntyre's in the next room, in the house, when they'd pre-recorded this whole thing. And what they did was they recorded a kind of fake version of the One Show, which is usually live. And they did various things in it. So they're watching it. So this guy from Northern Ireland, sitting there, I think he's a farmer or something like that. He's sitting there and he's, I don't know, he's like 20-something or teenage son's there and his wife's there. And they're sitting down to watch the One Show and he loves the One Show. And there's the One Show he's watching. But like, the presenter guy is wearing his jacket. And they mention, what is it? Who did they bring on? Who's the guy? Who's the actor for Northern Ireland that was in Cold Feet? James Nesbitt. This guy for Northern Ireland actually went to school with James Nesbitt. And he told a story in Michael McIntyre's big show when they're in the theatre and he's like, come on up to the stage. This is like present day, if you know what I mean. And they're saying, so you know James Nesbitt, and tell everybody the story. You know James Nesbitt for school, went up, saw him at the dump fairly recently, went up to him and said hello, remember me, I sat next to you in secondary school and didn't really remember him, and that was that. It's kind of embarrassing. And then, so we played a big trick on him, and then they showed the pre-recorded thing with the hidden cameras in the house and all that, right? With this fake The One Show on the telly. And James Nesbitt was a guest on it, and he's like, oh. And James Nesbitt's talking about some new acting, some new teleseries he's got coming up. It's about a farmer. And, you know, it's as if it's about that guy sitting there. And then it ends with, you know, a kind of, that's right. Let's say the guy's called John. That's right, John. We're talking about you. It's like Michael McIntyre comes onto the One Show. We're talking about you, right? And then Michael McIntyre comes through for the next room because he's like hidden away in the house. And he's like, we got you, right? The reason why I'm saying all this is, and you'd have to say all this, and you'd probably have to see it, is I was watching it going, He doesn't seem to be reacting to any of this the way you would react. There's something no fucking right here. There's something no right. He loves the One Show. See, when they were in the theatre, and they brought him up onto the stage, they had a wee kind of the One Show wee set, right? And he fucking tears in his eyes and everything. So he really honestly, genuinely loves it and everything, right? But the kind of hidden camera bit that they showed, recorded in his house, honestly, they went, the son will go, oh, I've got the One Show ready for you. He's like, oh, right. And they're sitting down, and he's sitting down like that. There's the son and the mom, and they're just sort of sitting there, watching it with him. And he's coming out with wee funny things now and again. And they're like this. In a way that any ordinary person would be like, you're acting a wee bit weird. Like, he's not talking about, you know, what he got up to that day, or in other words, it looks like he fucking knows. And he sees his jacket, the guy wearing his jacket, right? And he's like that. It shows him like that. It shows him like this. You know that? Like, it's like the whole bastard and fucking thing's rehearsed. I mean, not really, but... and then James Nesbitt comes on, and he's like, oh, James Nesbitt. There's just something... The son and the wife aren't saying anything. They're just like... As if we've to kind of keep quiet for this bit. You know, it's all about you. You know, he's not going like that. Remember I told you? Saw him at the dump. I just thought, this is all fake. And when Michael McIntyre is on the telly going like that, oh, talk about you. He's like that. And then Michael McIntyre comes, he's like, oh. And another thing. Here's one other thing. They did 2 surprises, right? That was like your normal person surprise. And then they normally have like some sort of celeb. A few weeks ago, they had like fucking Tony Hadley for Spandau Ballet. This week, they had Chesney Hawkes, who had, it was basically a one-hit wonder in the early 90s. And they did this thing where, like, they're in the theatre building. They're tricked into thinking it's just like a normal sort of building, or they have to go to the dentist, or they're going to collect an award for a vault or something, or, you know, something like that. They go down a wee corridor, and the war falls down, and there's the whole fucking audience. You know, that whole thing. Everybody's to be quiet. And then they sing a song. Tony Hadley did it. It goes right into his song. Chesney Hawkes, happened to him. He came into like some sort of vault. He was like, wait a minute, what's going on here? Some sort of vault, like it put on this jacket, like leather jacket that he was like, what? And then the walls fall down. And there's, you know, the whole audience. And this is the reaction. This is his, I say jacket, like jacket. And this is his reaction. Oh, he's handed a guitar. It is a microphone. So, I am the one and only. You wouldn't fucking be like that if you didn't know. Surely. Surely. You'd be like this. And the music's starting, you have to sing like... That's what I'd be like. I'd be like... but I saw that was a... This fucking audience. You think you're in a wee room that size, the fucking walls go away and there's a fucking crowd. It just, and you know, there's another one. It just all feels, you know what it all feels like? It feels like this. Because it's all BBC, health and safety, psychological damage, planning, got to make sure nothing goes wrong. So, We need to tell the person there's going to be a bit of a surprise. We're not going to tell you what, but there will be a bit of surprise. Something to do with a telly programme that your family members put you in for. Now, don't reveal it because it'll kind of ruin it, but it is an actual surprise because they're not going to tell you what it is, but there is something. It feels like that. This is not a normal day. It feels like they've been told, I'm not going to tell you everything, but there is something, right? There is something. But I'm not going to tell you what it is. So just, act normal, but we're not going to show you, we're not going to tell you what it is to ruin that surprise. It's like that. Chesney Hawkes was told a week ago something will happen, go with it or something. Aye, something like that. So he sees it, he's like, oh, fuck. But he's no like... And Tony Hadley thought he was at the fucking dentist's. And then there was Fodun, and he's actually in a fucking theatre in front of an audience with cameras. And wait a minute, was Tony Hadley no wearing a fucking suit? Was Tony Hadley no wearing a suit to go to the dentist? I can't remember what he was on, but he wasn't wearing, fuck it, I'll just denims and, that kind of jumper sort of thing. Just... And I'm sitting there and, Lynn's like, laughing. I'm like, I've got to do that because if I don't, she'll go like, oh, fuck off. I just think, just shut up. Just shut up. But I can't help it. I do it with everything. If I get shown a video, why were they filming that in the first place? Oh, look, they stopped the motor. There's an old woman crossing the road. She's having difficulty walking. They stop the motor and get out and pick her up and lift her across the fucking road. Forget about if she actually wants that to happen. Why was that woman getting filmed in the first place? Why would somebody be like that? Oh, there's a woman at the pavement bit. She's not even crossing the road. It's like, quick, get the camera. It's this woman's in trouble. What's going on? It's why are you filming a woman stoning at a fucking pavement? Ready to cross the road? For a distance, why? Unless you knew that motors were going to stop, help her across it, somebody's going to go out and help her across it. Absolute fucking bollocks.